In the linguistic field of sociolinguistics, a highly debated area in critical discourse analysis is language and gender. It was initiated by Robin Lakoff in her book Language and a Woman's Place in the 1970s, which presented women's language as subordinate to men. This is called the deficit theory. However, many linguists have argued against her views, and as Deborah Tannen believes, men and women's language is just different. Men are said to be dominant in conversation, whereas women are argued to be more polite and insecure. This is a difference theory. However, both theories are thought to be outdated today, and this video will explore modern women's speech. In recent years, linguists have been exploring men and women's use of language on the internet. Women and men have been discovered to differ in this form of communication as well. For example, women have been noted to use more emoticons than men. This presentation will be focusing on women's language use in computer-mediated communications. One video on YouTube will be analysed to detect features which are debated to be feminine characteristics. The way we establish our identity is through the language we use. Women are said to be more collaborative speakers, using markers of solidarity in discourse. For example, women overlap each other to encourage the other speaker, use back-channeling signals, and are polite. Women are also said to talk more than men, complain and nag, as well as be indecisive and hesitant. The hesitancies are portrayed through fillers and hedges. Examples of hedges found in the video include "I feel like," "you never know," and "sometimes." And the fillers used include the words just, and basically. These hesitancies lessen the impact of the utterance and display insecurity. They are also argued to be found more in women's discourse than men's. One of the most popular computer-mediated communications is YouTube. Many women post makeup tutorials, which are videos that show their audience which products to use and how to use them. This is a good format in which to find women's discourse on the internet, as gender is not 100% identifiable online. Typed information online can be anonymous or be written by a man posing as a woman. The video to be analysed is a makeup tutorial by Beauty Crush, displaying 3 women discussing their favourite makeup on YouTube. It provides a sample of women's discourse on the internet. The symmetrical relationship in the women's conversation in this YouTube video is signalled by politeness features, lexical choices, and discourse markers. The women exhibit features of agreement, overlapping which contribute and develop points, and back-channeling signals. They also use empty adjectives, hedges, and fillers, all of which are noted to be feminine characteristics. In the video, all 3 girls display many features of politeness and also vocabulary choices associated with women's discourse, but I've selected a few key moments in the video which highlight these points. The 3 girls display the typical politeness features, such as thank you and sorry, but they also portray some of Leach's maxims of politeness. They particularly exhibit the agreement maxim, which states that you must minimise disagreement between yourself and others and maximise agreement with yourself and others. Their interaction displays a community of practice through agreement, listening markers, use of pronoun we, overlaps, and questions. The following clip displays the questions asked by the women in order to pass the floor over to the other speaker.
What's your favourite mascara? At the moment I really like Telescopic, L'Oreal Telescopic, but I love Benefit They're Real and Max Factor /Effect. I have like a list of like ones. What ones do you like?
The Show New Look one is amazing.
See, I'm not so crazy on that one.
Really?
I like the... What is it? Is it DGB Utilizer? I really like that. And I like
The questions asked pass the floor to the other speakers, which is, as Holmes states, facilitative and supportive. The move of passing the floor to the other speaker creates a cooperative conversation where contribution is equal and nobody hogs the floor. Hogging the floor is a face-threatening act which are committed when the speaker does not comprehend the face wants of the other speaker. Brown and Levison's politeness theory states that face consists in a set of wants satisfiable only by the action, including expressions of wants, of others. Face-threatening acts are argued not to be elicited by many women. The Beauty Crush YouTube video provides evidence for this argument. Additionally, this clip provides evidence for the notion that women are more insecure than men in discourse. The girl in the centre, Beauty Crush, laughs at what she says, which diminishes the point that she is delivering. This clip also provides evidence for overlaps and interruptions. Eckert and McConnell-Ginnett state that while overlaps can clearly be supportive, it is also true that one person might interrupt another solely for the purpose of showing dominance. The interruption from the woman on the left is successful and followed by a disagreeing interruption by the woman she interrupted, which informs us that the levels of dominance are parallel. All three women talk over each other about similar opinions, which suggests that their conversation is collaborative and each woman is supporting the other's opinion. Moreover, the women provide a lot of positive feedback signals in this clip, including nodding in agreement. These feedback signals of agreement and overlaps are apparent in this clip and are repeated and emphasised in the following clips.
Doesn't smell.
That's
Good.
good.
Which I like. Look how nice that is, how much more radiant that makes my skin.
Probably really nice for a holiday as well.
Yeah, love that.
Sure. That's the only one I haven't tried.
You haven't tried it?
No,
it's brilliant. Well, you've got it on now.
Oh, okay, cool.
The women say, "doesn't smell," at the same time. The mirroring in their discourse displays solidarity and agreement. The agreement is also portrayed through laughter, nodding, and back-channeling signals, such as yeah and sure. Symmetrical relationships are created through the women's agreement, which encourage the speaker to participate and hold the floor. Although the agreements are interruptions and overlaps, they in fact support the points being made, and are undisruptive and unaggressive. Women have been found to more openly provide feedback signals than men. Ribbons and Thompson state that it gives the impression you're in sympathy with the other person, and this video provides evidence that young women on the internet in the 21st century still exhibit these features. A debated difference between men and women is the lexical choices. Men are said to swear more and women are said to use empty adjectives. Lakoff characterised women's language and discovered they use empty adjectives like divine, charming, cute in her book Language in a Woman's Place in 1973. In this YouTube video, the women use many empty adjectives.
Their bottom lash mascara is
Yeah,
amazing.
that's what I was going to say. I wanted
Doesn't
to try
smell
that
like
one.
It's really, they're brilliant.
I've seen this before and it looks really
Oh, it
It's
smells so good.
amazing. It feels
Doesn't
beautiful.
smell as good as this though, I have to say.
What colour is it?
It is antique.
It looks
So
It is
it's
so pretty. I accidentally put it on the other day and I was like, it's amazing in the makeup bag.
They all use similar words and mirror each other, which display the synchronicity in the women's relationship and conversation styles. Their lexical choices display that women's language hasn't developed greatly since the 1970s. Men and women argue to differ in their use of discourse markers as well. Women are said to construct their sentences with more fillers and hedges. This video presents many examples of fillers and hedges.
I use this if I want, as it says, I guess, an instant like.
Has it got tannin as well?
Yeah, it's like just an
But wash
instant
it off.
tan, I guess. Yeah.
Because I use the day tan,
Yeah,
the gradual tan, and I
I
love it.
haven't used that before.
Oh my god, I love it.
This is really well. I like this one, and I feel like it's quite dark because with my skin tone as well, some of them sometimes they don't like show up.
Yeah.
Eyelash curlers could be good if you just want to like spruce up your face basically, and they can help open up your eyes a little bit more.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't always use them, but it's good to have them laying around sometimes.
Definitely.
The fillers and hedges make their sentences longer and therefore less powerful and effective. Brownstein, Bell and Smith note that sometimes the most powerful sentence in a paragraph contains the fewest words. Additionally, words such as sometimes, just, and the phrase, I guess, minimize the impact of their points and make them sound less sure of what they are saying. This encourages the other women to provide more back-channeling signals, such as definitely, to support the speaker in what she is saying, therefore portraying a community of practice and solidarity in conversation. In this clip, the woman's hesitancy is also portrayed through a false start and modal verbs. The woman in the centre produces the false start. This is really, well, I like this one and I feel it's quite dark, which suggests that she would rather be subjective than objective. Tannen argues that men exhibit knowledge and skill by imparting information and women create a rapport in conversation. As the woman offers her opinion rather than stating a fact, she contributes to the debate that men report and women use conversation to create rapport. In conclusion, the video on YouTube provides evidence of women's discourse on the internet. It presents a good comparison to women's language explored by Lakoff in the 1970s and later by Tannen in the 1990s. Women's language is argued to have altered since their research into language and gender. However, all three of the women in this YouTube video exhibit many features characterized by the deficit and difference theories as feminine. Their use of agreement displays the women's polite approach to conversation, which is argued by Lakoff to be a lack of assertiveness and a typical feminine quality. The use of the subjective in the women's speech compares to the male report approach to conversation in Tannen's research and contributes to the debate that male and female discourse is different. Therefore, the video provides evidence of both the deficit and difference theories. However, one woman exhibits more features than the others, perhaps because she is the youngest. Therefore, although the modern-day women do exhibit these qualities characterized as feminine, the number of qualities portrayed is context dependent.